Nowadays there are more superhero stories in popular culture than ever. You have multiple superhero movies, in live action and animated, TV show and video game coming out each year. And in this sea of content it's easy to get and feel lost. And more choice mean it's easier to feel overwhelmed, especially in a space where the MCU and DCEU ask you to watch everything they put out to make sure you understand the next product you may actually be interested in. And it's in this sea of superhero content that also sit the non-DC and Marvel superhero story, making things even more overwhelming. But where you can find, to name a few, animated show like The Excellent Invincible, the old HBO Spawn animated show that is also really good, movie like Bloodshot that bombed at the box office and I didn't watch, The Tick that had a live action remake, and the topic of this video, The Boys. Frankly speaking, The Boys came out at the perfect time, just one superhero story or at their peak in popular culture, because outside of Amazon's money, The Boys owes its popularity in the most part to its unique deconstruction of the superhero story. But before going any further, there is a misconception about The Boys. So what is it? Well, hot take, it's not about a world where superheroes are evil or about what if Superman was evil. We frankly have enough of that already, and even in DC's own story, for some reason, there are a lot of evil Superman, but it's actually a critique of something far more unique and interesting. So let's talk about it. And maybe subscribe too, I don't know. Now with a lot of superhero story, we also had a lot of deconstruction of them over the years, from One Punch Man to Watchmen. But what is The Boys deconstructing if not the fact that a real Superman would be evil, or that superhero would be shitty people in real life? Well, glad you asked, because The Boys is a deconstruction of the whole superhero industry and market. So what I mean is that The Boys critique the fact that superheroes are a product in our world by making them even one in theirs. In a world where The Boys superhero work for VOT industry, a stand-in for Marvel or DC, and VOT engineered superhero in the first place by creating a formula or drug that when given to a kid would make them grow up with power. This isn't known to the population at first and is kind of a spoiler if you haven't watched the show, so yeah. With them thinking superheroes are born with those abilities. The superpowered kids are then raised to be superheroes, so one day they may join the Seven, the Justice League stand-in in this world, and the biggest superhero team of the show. All that without even them knowing it, effectively creating a situation where VOT create their own superhero from the ground up to serve the narrative they want. In fact, doing like a comic company would when creating a superhero, after giving a bunch of kids power, choosing someone between them that is relatable but powerful, and then control their public image into becoming someone we all like. Kinda like Superman, the alien from the dying world that was raised by farmer to do good, that is in the show for Homelander, his official story, the live VOT created for us, or for DC to sell comic book about a made-up hero, when in The Boys reality, Homelander is just a kid raised in a lab by scientists to be the most powerful superhero and trained ever since he was a kid to serve the interest of VOT industry.
So what if I took you to a house you'd never seen before, full of photos of parents you never met, toys you never played with, Hardy Boy books that you never read? And then I asked you how much all that fake fucking bullshit meant to you. How would that make you feel?
Making both Superman and Homelander made-up superhero in their own way. The same goes for Black Noir, that appears as a Batman stand-in, but is in fact a cold-blooded murderer. It's even the same thing that would have happened with Starlight, that was chosen to become a part of the Seven for her power, the fact that it was her dream to become part of the team. So for her look, power and origin story, then Vought decided she would change her costume for something more revealing to make her more marketable, and created the story of her being proud to be a girl and of her body to explain her new look, or for selling a story like a comic book company would, but instead of about a fictional character that fit that storyline, it's about a real person that is made to fit the storyline they want. They even say they can kick her out of the 7 if she didn't comply with like the pre-made story, and discredit her so she wouldn't talk. This didn't happen, but that's what they wanted to do at first, and in doing so selling the image of superhero to people when the 7 are everything but. And if Marvel owns Spider-Man or Captain America in our world, why wouldn't they make up the story of Uncle Ben dying to make us like Spider-Man, when in fact it's what Marvel did to sell like the comic book. Uncle Ben is a fictional character. Why wouldn't they sell us the idea of Spider-Man if they want to sell us a superhero that we can inspire to be, but that don't even exist? If they could, why wouldn't they do it? Because if someone has the power of Spider-Man, he just needs the proper marketing to appear as the Spider-Man we like. He doesn't even need to be like him. I think deconstructing Superman by making a twisted version of him count as having a deconstruction of that character, but because the focus is more about analyzing a world where the company that created those heroes would have created them in our world and sold them to us as the hero from the book, it's more a deconstruction of the superhero industry as a whole that happened to have a deconstruction of Superman in it at the same time. The Superman deconstruction is not the focus. It's more like what would have happened if instead of DC selling us a book about Superman by creating him, they would have created the situation leading to the creation of the image of Superman that is then sold to us, and the consequences that would have. Because when you think about it, Vought is the cause of everything bad in The Boys. This is what The Boys is about. It's the real villain of The Boys. It's everything bad with Marvel and DC in one, and worst. It's the ultimate satire of the comic book industry. Like, is everything bad in the show because humans are shitty? Or is there something even more sinister at the center of all this? Like Vought themselves, it's a world where instead of Marvel and DC creating their hero in a comic book, they would have found a way to make them in real life. They wouldn't be hero, but they would be sold as such. And the sad reality is that with the stan culture and today's social media influence, we would eat it up. Because if people can stand for actor they don't even know, they never even saw, why wouldn't they do it for someone sold to us as our world Superman? In a world where there is misinformation everywhere you look, where people enclose themselves in a bubble of people thinking the same way they do, and only them, wouldn't we believe that? The perfect lie, the lie we would all want to believe. A world with superhero, the perfect superhero from our childhood, when they are asshole in tight suit. And this is kinda scary, you know, because as much as we say we wouldn't, what tell you we wouldn't be one of the people who believe Homelander is like Superman? Maybe we would love those heroes, watch their movie, read their comic book, and play their video game, because how would we know otherwise? The Boys is criticizing a world where the superhero industry would have created superhero and marketed them as the hero we love. It shows the practice the superhero company use for their hero but applied in real life, and The Boys is our window to this reality. So yeah, I like The Boys and I don't know, felt like saying stuff about it. That will be all for today, so maybe subscribe and leave a like if you like the video and want more video like those. Thanks for watching and have a great day.